Since Sister Kuan Jin escaped from the disaster of the fire, she believed in Buddha and recited the Buddha's name even more devoutly, and spread the inspiration of Buddha to everyone she knew. However, her third son is about to serve in the army for 3 years, so her life had become a problem, and she had no idea what to do. The sister then prayed to Guanshinyin Pusa devoutly. Faithful woman Kwan Jin, who was foolish and ignorant of the cause and effect, and committed many sins in the past, and thus was plagued by many miseries and sufferings. Now I have heard the Dharma, thanks to the blessings of Buddhas, I can live in peace. But now I plead to Buddha to help me with a better paying job because the shoe factory wages only 5 NTD a day, and my son is going to serve in the Marine Corps for 3 years. During these 3 years, it will be difficult for me to afford my 3 meals a day. I knew that this is an almost unreasonable request to the Buddhas. Because I am illiterate and over 50s, it is difficult to find a job by myself. May I request compassionate Guanshinyin Pusa to save me from suffering and solve my living problem during these 3 years. Sister was pleading as such every morning and evening. Guanshinyin Pusa is truly inspiring, who does not disappoint the pleas of those who are suffering. One night, Sister had a dream in the midnight. A girl about 16 years old told her, "Kwan Jin, you want a good job. Tomorrow morning, when you bring your lunchbox to go to work, you have to take the small road instead of the big road. There will be a noble person to help you." After saying this, she suddenly disappeared. The next morning, when the elder sister took the lunchbox out, she remembered the dream of last night with half believing. She used to take the main road every day when going to work, but today she tried to walk the small road instead. Halfway there, by the wall of a high-end residence, a young lady came up with a smile and asked her, "Is your name Kwan Jin? Are you going to work in a shoe factory?" She responded yes quickly, but wondered how she knew so well. The lady said again, "Our chairman of the board told me to wait for you here early in the morning. He invited you to sit inside and have something to talk to you." Sister Kuan Jin followed her in full of inexplicable wonder, and the chairman asked her kindly, "Your name is Kwan Jin. Your son is going to serve in the Marine Corps for 3 years, so you're looking for a job with a better salary, right?" She answered yes. Chairman said continuously, "There is a female worker in our factory who is responsible for boiling water and making tea. However, this young lady's nails are very long and dyed red. She was afraid of breaking her nails, so she didn't dare to wash them, so that the teapot, the tea bowl and the tea tray were all dirty. Right now we need a new staff to be responsible only for cleaning the tea set every day. Would you like to take up this position? The salary is 450 new Taiwan dollars a month, plus 1 month year-end bonus." After listening to the chairman's eloquent speech, she said happily, "Thanks for your kind help, Chairman." Since Kwan Jin quit her job of $5 a day and switched to the job of $450 a month, she had been dedicated to working. However, the trend of the times is such that it is rare for large factories to employ old women as staff. Therefore, some employees in the factory were not pleasing to the eye when they saw an old woman going in and out the office with tea set in her hands, and they half-jokingly suggested to the chairman, "Chairman, you hire this elderly woman to make tea, which is not visually appealing." Some even went on to say, "If chairman can't find a young one, I can bring a keen-witted one to replace her tomorrow." The chairman hastily replied, "No. No. Please forgive me for this matter. Because I have a deal with Guanshinyin Pusa, and Pusa asked me to help her for 3 years." At that time, everyone in the office laughed, thinking that the chairman was telling a myth. So they asked him, "How did the Pusa make a deal with you to help this grandma for 3 years? Chairman explained, "This grandma Kwan Jin is not my relative, and I don't know her." If you are skeptical, you can ask her and she can prove it immediately. Because the night before hiring her to work, it was like a dream but not a dream. I saw a teen girl, who told me that she was the incarnation of Guanshinyin Pusa, coming to ask me a favor. There is a very pious elderly female believer, her boy is going to serve in the army for 3 years, and she has a problem to earn a living. Therefore, I ask you to hire her for 3 years. If anyone objects, you should not be discouraged, and you will help her to the end for 3 years. At that time, I asked the girl, I don't know about that elderly female believer. What should I do? She said, the believer is named Kwan Jin. At 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, she will pass by your door with a lunchbox in her hands and go to work in a shoe factory. You just need to send someone to wait at the door according to the time. Speaking of which, the girl disappeared. Sister Kuan Jin also confirmed, it turned out that it was the compassionate Guanshinyin Pusa who not only indicated chairman in his dream but also instructed me that when I went to work in the next morning, I should not walk on the main road but on the small path instead, and there will be a noble person to help me. Unexpectedly, I had such a fantastic encounter. When chairman was so kind and let me work in his factory, I was full of doubts. How could he know me so detailed? After the explanation, I realized that it was Guanshinyin Pusa who was so compassionate that he relieved me out of my hardship. Buddha Dharma is truly boundless and inconceivable. Sister said gratefully, since chairman explained the incredible mystery that day, in the next 3 years, no one has said a word of gossip. When she finished telling the story, I asked her, who is the chairman's name? Sister said, his surname is Zhang, his given name is Ji, and he is the chairman of board of Guangyuan Flour Mill. The above story is completely true, and this is the second karma-changing inspiration that Sister Kuan Jin has got from being mindful of the Buddha.